tomorrow, we're going to get another read on the economy with retail sales. So for more on that and how consumers are feeling, we're joined now by Awenate Cobbin, Bedrock Manufacturing Company CEO. Bedrock is the parent of the watch company Shinola Watches. Cobbin is also former White House aide in the Obama administration. You got a lot going on. Awenate, how is the consumer doing? Like, let's rate this time for consumers, say, to a year ago. Where are they?
I think relative to a year ago, we are in a much better place than we were then. The consumer a year ago was feeling all of the inflationary impacts, and we've seen some of that softness in the market continue through most of 2023. I describe it as an uneven year for retail businesses like Shinola, but we've seen some reemergence of the consumer late in this holiday season. They're generally shopping later than they have in the past in previous years with some of the stimuli that's been happening during COVID and in succeeding years. They really started shopping earlier, but this year with all of the promotions, we've seen some consumers return to the market.
Can I just say, it's quite cool that you make watches in America, Awenate, so I think that's something that we don't often see, so kudos on that, and making them out of Detroit. There's something sort of mechanical about Detroit that I think really works as well. Were you raising prices this year? Did you raise prices last year? Do you think you're going to be raising prices next year?
So we raised prices on some items, but not on the majority of our assortment, to be honest with you. As we looked at where the consumers were relative to last year and through the earlier part of this year, our busy season is the holiday season, like a lot of retail businesses are. And as you know, we're in a discretionary environment, right? Our watches, our leather bags, our jewelry are not something that people need. They are a purchase that people consider. And so we did not feel as if we could raise prices on the majority of our items. But as we go into 2024, we are looking at items that were strong in 23 and looking to consider raising some of those prices.
On the flip side, you mentioned promotions around the holidays. How much have you had to dig in for promotions, and what do you think you're going to see next year?
We've unfortunately, our brand was one that had never promoted prior to this year, but luckily this is Shinola's 10th year in operation, and we were looking to find a way to really thank the consumer for being with us for those 10 years and their support. For a startup like ours, 10 years is an important milestone, although we want to get to 25 years and then 100. So we did do a thank you promotion that's currently running actually for consumers in which aligned with the promotional environment that other businesses are in.
Yeah. Why do you think people buy mechanical watches? We're in a world of Apple watches and everything else that seem to be taking over. At the upper end, I can understand the kudos of buying a Rolex or a Patek. What gives people the reason to come to you and want to buy one of your watches?
There's three reasons. One, they're functional, right? But that does not distinguish us from the Apple Watch or other products that are out there. Secondly, nostalgia. A lot of people have been wearing watches for their entire lives. Some people have not. But it is an accessory that really can help set up an outfit and make an outfit look really good. And three, for Shinola, I think people come to us, as you mentioned earlier, we have the first large-scale watchmaking operation in the United States that's been open in almost 100 years. And so as people think about where they're going to spend their money and what they're going to spend it on, if they want to look good and if they want to contribute to a region of the United States, Shinola is the perfect purchase.
And there's been a lot made over the last year or so. The Inflation Reduction Act, the reshoring story that the Biden administration has pushed through to bring manufacturing back to the United States. What do you make of that? Do you think that's working? Do you think the programs that the administration have pushed through are making a difference? And what impact long term do you think those are going to have?
I think in the long term, there will be some businesses that reshore and that bring manufacturing and production back to the United States. The fact of the matter is the American consumer likes things that are made in America, but are not on the whole willing to pay much more for them. You mentioned the Apple Watch and some of the other brands out there, watch brands out there. Most of them, if all of them, are not produced in America. So as we look at what that legislation and those policies will do for the watch industry and other production, I do think that businesses like ours will look at what can we make here affordably and what will the consumer pay for.
Before we let you go, it is Fed Day. We're looking at potential outline for how the Fed's going to react to the economy next year, et cetera. The way you view the economy through your lens, is this a good economy? Is this an economy that's slowing fast? Is it one that may get into a recession? How do you think about it?
So I look at it personally, and I look at the jobs numbers, which are obviously still strong. Consumer prices are continuing to increase, although at a slower rate than they were last year. And then I think about our businesses, right? The higher interest rates have an effect on our ability to invest in things like manufacturing, which you just mentioned in the United States. But when I think about the consumer, they want stability. Most people are able to ably plan their finances if they know what's coming tomorrow and next month and next year. And so more than anything, I think that the consumer wants stability, but the economy has improved over the last year, and my hope is that it'll continue to improve at some point in 2024 as well.
Awenate, great to catch up. Thank you very much indeed for spending some time with us today. Awenate Cobbin of the Bedrock Manufacturing Company.